experience.
This conference will now be recorded.
Out of these 26 years of experience, 8 years into manufacturing domain, and from last 18 years I'm working into IT for SAP Materials Management. And along with this, I also had done freelancing work as well. So from last 14 years, I'm into freelancing and training people for SAP Materials Management, and also I had worked for SAP QM and PM as well long back, and giving the providing the required training for SAP QM and PM as well. But SAP MM is my rich and core experience from last 18 years, and worked with several companies, that is Tata Technologies, TCS, and Capgemini, Tata Motors, and Tata Steel. So this was my introduction, and let's wait for one more person, and then we're going to start the demo session part. This demo will be for 30 minutes for today, so that to give you the overview that what we will going to learn and explore for SAP Materials Management. Yep.
Thanks, Raj.
Raj is not responding. You can go ahead, okay?
Okay. Yes. Okay. Just wait for a few minutes. I'm sharing my screen. I'm sharing my screen with you. Let me know once you're able to see the screen. Can you see my screen? SAP logon pad.
Yeah, it's visible now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So we are into SAP system now, and uh, Hope you are able to see this browser screen.
Yes.
Okay, great. So in this demo session, we will going to learn and explore about the SAP organization structure. So every organization, whatever it could be, if it is a education institution, or it is a manufacturing industry, or any corporate, or any manufacturing plant or servicing plant, any kind of organization, it is containing uh, its own organization structure, right? Let me give you an example of let's say Aisha Tractors. So Aisha Tractor, they are manufacturing tractors in their organization, and they are using the organization structure to maintain all the rules and regulations, right? And on the top, managing director is sitting to take care of all the activities. So MD is the person who is sitting on the very top, and just below managing director, there are four plant heads are there. So those four plant heads are taking care of: number one, operational activities; number two, admin activities; number three, production activities; and number four, customer activities. And under these four plant heads, there are several managers who are taking care of their department, and under managers there are several engineers who are taking care of these very important four departments, that is operation, admin, and uh, uh, production and customer, that is sales. And under these engineers there are several technicians who are working closely on the shop floor. And this is how the organization structure of any institution works. Similarly, in SAP as well, there is a SAP organization structure is there, with which we will going to configure each and every org level, do the assignment with it, and with this, our all the activities which are happening in the plant or a store location or in a company code or in a purchasing organization, they will be mapped, configured logically into SAP system. So I have just opened this very simple organization structure for this demo session. On the top, there is a client, and under client, there are two company codes are there. Let me give you an example. Let's take an example. So please don't misunderstand the word client as a big customer is there, right? So sometimes what happens that we are working in a manufacturing domain, and whenever we hear from our manager that client is coming to visit our premises, and they want to look at the production facilities, how we work, what are our operational activities are there, what safety norms and protocols we follow, everything. So, but in SAP, this client is a different entity. In SAP, this client can be understood as a production server, number one; number two, development server; number three, quality server; and number four, sandbox server. So uh, we have one person who is working in SAP QM, right, from last 3.5 years, and he do several activities uh, during his day-to-day job. So he might be having the information that what do we mean by different types of servers, right? That is production server, development server, quality server, and sandbox server. So Anand, do you also work in SAP space?
No, Raj. No, I'm not into SAP. I'm a PMO, and we're
Okay,
managing a group for infrastructure, software infrastructure, and security
okay,
technology.
got it. Okay, so we have to understand this entity client as a different types of servers which are involved, and in these servers
Sir, actually, I am not in the SAP environment. Uh, I think
Okay,
say
okay.
so. Yeah,
But you do some QM work, right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. So are you using some transitions as well in SAP QM?
No, 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 sir. Actually, SAP will be a new thing for me. Uh,
Okay, got it, got it. Yeah, yeah. It's absolutely okay. Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
okay. So we will going to understand this organization structure, such as the client, and under this client, whenever we have to configure the company codes. These company codes will going to fall under this client, that is the big server, that is production server, development server, quality server. Now important thing, these company codes are configured and maintained by SAP finance people, right? There are several modules are there in SAP system. If you talk about my module, it is SAP There are several modules such as SAP finance, SAP HR, SAP SD, sales and distribution, SAP production planning, SAP business warehouse, SAP plant maintenance, SAP quality management. So each and every module will going to have its own org structure, right? So these two company codes refers to as a financial entity. Financial entity, that means whatever the activity is happening in the plant with reference to the money, the business, that will going to get stored in company codes. So let me give you an example that we have to implement, let's say, SAP for Reliance Industries, and under this Reliance Industry client, we have two businesses. Number one, Reliance Petrochemical, and number two, Reliance Communication. So as it is clear that both the both the businesses are totally different. The first one is into petrochemical, the second one is into communications. That is, so what will going to happen? The different GL accounts, different profit centers, different financial entity terms will going to be totally different in this petrochemical business, and in geo communication, those GL accounts will going to be different. And here you can see in this first company code, we have linked two manufacturing plants where crude oil is, filtered, managed, and get it packed to different, right, different regions in India. So there are two plants are there under one company code, and in company code two, they haven't, we can just assume that they haven't started the business till now. So they haven't done any configuration to configure the plants. But for this particular situation, that is for company code one, that is for Reliance Petrochemical. Under these plants, we have two storage locations, store location 1, store location 2. These store locations are very important to store all the required raw materials, spare parts, consumable materials, any kind of office stationery, everything, right? Non-inventory material we will not going to keep in store locations, but every plant has to have at least a single storage location. That is important as per SAP standard functionality. And under this plant, we do have two purchasing organization as well. These purchasing organization are those departments which are responsible to to do all the purchasing activities for this particular plant. If you can see clearly, these two purchasing organization 1 and 2 are linked with this plant. These two purchasing organization are not at all linked with plant 1. So they haven't assigned any purchasing organization in this scenario. And under purchasing organization, we have two purchasing groups as well, and these two purchasing groups are responsible to take care of all the purchasing activities. This could be a single person, this could be a group of people who will going to do this activity for procuring anything. It could be a raw material, it could be a trading material, it could be a spare part, it could be office stationery, it could be uh, uh, cleaning material or sanitization kind of an item, whatever it could be, which is needed to run an organization. These two purchasing groups are responsible to do the procurement activities by having a close discussion with the suppliers. Right? Any questions so far? Anyone?
No, Raj. Good.
No, sir.
Okay.
It's clear.
Okay. And these are a couple of definitions are there. Client is a commercial organization unit in R3 system. It has its own set of master data with independent table sets. According to hierarchy, the client occupies the highest level in the SAP system. Data that is maintained at a client level is valid for all the organization levels. So whatever the data which is maintained in this client, that is applicable for all the org levels. So what do you mean by org level? Number one, company code is an org level. Number two, plant is an org level. Number three, storage location is an org level. And number four, purchasing organization is an org level. And very important thing, you are able to see these two images for purchasing group. Actually, somebody had mistakenly attached these purchasing group to purchase organization. Usually what happens, purchasing org group is not at all considered as a org level. Actually, it is an independent entity and it is never assigned to any org level, whatever, whether it is plant, whether it is store location or purchasing organization. So it is an independent entity. Company code, it is a legal entity that has its own profit loss and balance sheet statements. It is the smallest unit in the organization for which a complete independent account set can be replicated. Plant are, these can be understood as a manufacturing divisions or maybe servicing divisions or any kind of trading activity you can perform in the plant. It is an organization unit within a company code where activities takes place. A plant will produce goods and make goods available for the company. Store location, it is also an organization unit which actually differentiate between different material stocks in the plant. Store location is a place where stock is kept physically, that is in a real time. A plant can consist of multiple storage locations and all the data is stored in the store location level for a particular storage location. This is for the store location. And purchasing organization, it is an org unit under a company or plant that is responsible for the procurement activities according to the requirements. It is responsible for external procurement. That means we will be purchasing anything from external supplier. A purchasing organization can be at client level, which is known as centralized purchasing organization. A purchasing organization can also be set at company or plant level, which is known as company specific or plant specific purchasing organization. So these are different types of purchasing are there, and we will going to learn more about it when we will going to actually start our session. Okay, that is the configuration part, the plant specific purchasing group. So purchasing group is an org unit responsible for everyday procurement activities within an organization. It is a buyer or a group of buyers responsible for the procurement activities in a purchasing organization. So this was all about the organization structure, and this is the SAP screen wherein we will going to configure everything with for this particular org structure. Any questions so far for the SAP MM organization structure?
No, Raj. Good.
Okay. And if we talk about the org structure of, let's say, another module, let's take an example of SAP sales and distribution. Then in that particular module, it is quite simple to understand that it is a sales and distribution module. That means we will going to sell the material to our customers. Then in those organization structure for SAP SD, we will not going to have purchasing organization in it. Instead of a purchasing organization, we will going to have sales organization, S-org, S-org 1 or S-org 2. So this is just for your information. I'm sharing with you that as the SAP modules, get changed, the organization structure of those SAP modules also get changed. Okay. So for today, we will going to have this particular explanation, and we can stop here. And if we don't have any questions, then we can wrap up the session. And Naveen will going to tell you about the next stage after this demo.
Raj, one question.
Hmm?
Just input from you. So, on a high level, would you like to summarize like what are the responsibilities of SAP MM consultant and how difficult or how feasible for the person who is not having SAP MM current uh, background or experience
Okay.
the
So
opportunities?
this is Anand, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So Anand, the responsibilities of SAP MM consultant is to first of all take care of the business requirement, right? That whatever business wants to configure, and it is SAP MM consultant responsibility to have a close watch on the business requirement, that what they want, how many company codes are there, how many plants are there, this information. And then once this requirement is gathered, after that the SAP MM consultant will going to configure each and every organization unit into the SAP system. This is the SAP system, right? Apart from this, the implementation projects will going to go on for, let's say, 5 to 6 months, and all the SAP consultants from different modules, let's say SAP Finance, SAP SD, SAP HR, SAP Business Warehouse, all these consultants work together in a team, and they do their respective area, do the configuration of their respective modules, gradually. And they have to work in integration as well, because some data is coming from SAP Finance and flowing into SAP MM, and also flowing into SAP SD. So all these modules are tightly integrated with each other. So all the SAP consultants have to work closely with each other. Okay. Now, as you have asked about that, how this will be feasible and possible for a person who haven't worked on SAP MM. So if I talk about my experience, Anand, 18 years back, I was working in a manufacturing domain, and I was having a good knowledge of inventory, purchasing, and that was a non-SAP work I was doing, totally non-SAP. We were not having SAP in our company some 19 years back, and I had worked for that company for 8 years. And within this 8 years, it was, the world, I mean, our company was not that much mature and very big to afford the very big cost of SAP. So we were not having SAP, but we were working as a non-SAP and following all the standard operating procedures for our inventory management, purchasing work, and quality processes. But after that, after working for that company for 7.5 years, I had decided to move on to my different IT career, and then took a training in a similar way as you are planning to have the training. And that training had continued, for example, 1.5 to 2 months, approximately 2 months. And the the trainers who are already working in different companies and they are providing the trainings, they have given us the training, shared some real time issues, and made us enable to appear for an interview. So if I talk about my experience, I was really not having any kind of SEPMM experience, not at all. Similarly, in your case, as you are working as a PMO, and before PMO work, you might have involved in different uh, roles. But SAPMM is a such a evergreen field, and you can understand it very easily without any issue or hurdles. This is what I would like to share with you.
Okay, thanks, Raj.
You're welcome. Any questions so far?
No,
So
sir.
approximately how many days are this training span of?
So if we have the session, let's say for 1 hour, uh, for example, if you are available in the morning time, let's say for example 8 to 9, 8 to 9, and we can have alternate session like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, then in such a situation we can get this course completed in 2 months.
Okay,
And if it is daily, then we can get it completed in 1 month.
okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, what is your approach like theoretical sessions and practical sessions will be, how we will be,
Yes.
if we want to divide like
Yep.
percent wise,
So yep.
what
So
approach you are going?
yep. So our session will going to have both the approaches, the theoretical approach. Let me show you my couple of notes. Just a moment. I had started this one batch on 17 Jan, and if you can see, these are the ways we are maintaining our notes, and we are sharing these notes with our participants. So we will going to you know take care of these notes, right? So if you talk about different servers, right, as I shared with you, development server, quality server, production server, sandbox server, right? These servers are maintained by SAP basis consultant. And under this org structure, we will going to learn and explore that what is the table for company code, what is the table for plant, what is the table for assignment of plant and company code, right? What is the transition code, what is the table for purchasing organization, it is T024E, assignment of purchasing organization with the plant. So this will going to be the theoretical approach. We will going to provide you the notes, and along with these notes, we're going to do the practical configuration in front of you in the SAP system here. Hope you're able to understand both these approaches clearly.
Yeah. And are you currently associated with some organization as a consultant?
Yes, I work with some organization. Yes, yeah.
Is it a implementation project or support?
These are both types of projects on which I am working.
Okay.
Both types of projects are there. Yeah. Support
Which
is the
will
ongoing
give,
work.
sorry, which will give more exposure for as a learning perspective?
Yes, yep, yep. So both of them. Yeah. I mean, implementation is also a good one, to learn and explore. And whatever we will going to learn as per these notes, this is all implementation, because we will going to configure the plant from scratch.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Raj. Thanks for answering all the questions.
Yep. Yep. So if there are no any
Raj,
questions,
what will be the other time? What will be the other timings for the class if we on the alternate basis?
so are you fine in the morning time, 8 to 9?
No. Actually, it is my office timing.
Okay.
So,
You can connect with Naveen and I will tell him my availability. Right?
okay, sure. And if any day will not able to catch up the training, then what will be the?
Recordings are there. Recordings. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I will catch you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and we will meet as per the information we get from Naveen.
Yeah, I can see
Okay.
it.
Are you able to see the? Are you able to see the Word document?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So today we will going to learn. Just a moment. SAP MM Enterprise Structure. Okay. Just a moment. And I do have the course content as well. Just a moment. Let me just open that up. Here we go. Okay. So this is the one. So today we will going to learn about introduction to SAP MM. That is, function and objectives of MM, overview cycle of MM. Especially, we will going to deep dive into the different types of organization elements. That is, what is company code, what is plant, what is story location, what is purchasing organization, purchasing group, and their linking with each other. So linking and assignment both mean one and the same thing. So this is the first chapter we will going to learn. The second chapter will going to come over as master data, that is material master, business partner, purchasing information record, and source list. Third will be purchasing, that is overview of P2P cycle, procurement of materials, direct and indirect, procurement of services, account assignment, and so many things. So we have to learn a lot of things. We have started our journey today, Kunal and Madhu. So, and this journey will going to be, very interesting, because we will be sharing and exchanging the very valuable thing over here. That is the knowledge, right? So I will going to send this over your email so that you can, have a look at it. And let us quickly jump onto this Word document, which talks about the SAP MM organization structure. And the SAP MM organization structure look like this, right? There is a client on the top. There are company codes. Under company codes, there are plants. And under plant, there are story locations. And under story location, there are purchasing organization. And there is one entity as well, which is called as purchasing group. And all these organization elements are interlinked with each other, and we will going to understand them one by one. Hope this is clear to you, Madhu and Kunal.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. So
Yes, sir.
before and understanding this organization level structure for MM, we will going to have a look at a normal organization hierarchy or normal organization structure in our industries. If I talk about your industry, Kunal, where you are working right now, definitely there might be some person who is sitting on the top, might be in German business terminology for organization hierarchy. The topmost position might be for vice president or maybe for director, right?
Currently, we have a head of operations. That's or general manager
Head of
basically.
operations. Perfect.
Or
Very good.
general manager. Yeah.
Okay, great.
General
So
manager, you can
Madhu,
say general manager.
sure. Yep, perfect. So
Yes,
Madhu,
sir.
we are just discussing about the very high level position in the industry. Just understand like that.
Wait.
Okay. Say right. So I just want to add in one very common comment over here, that wherever we work, whether it is an industry, whether it is a hotel,
whether it is a manufacturing industry, whether it is a service industry, whether it is a finance corporate office, whether it is a big Taj hotel, whether it is a Hyatt hotel, there is somebody on the top, maybe a group of people or maybe a single people, and that person is called as the topmost head of the head of the organization, or maybe we can call that person as a, depending upon the organization terminology they are using. In some industries, vice president is the person who is sitting on the top, and under that vice president, the person who are sitting as head of the operations, and under head of the operations there are four general manager. For example, one general manager is for administration, one general manager, the second general manager is for HR, the third one is for operations, fourth one is for sales. And under those four general managers, there are, these are four different departments like admin, operations, HR, and sales. Under these departments, there are several engineers, that is engineers and senior engineers. Under these engineers, there are technicians who are ITI and diploma holders. And under those technical people, technical supervisors, there are contract people are there. We call them as and when, we have, more work, and depending upon the work, and they are not the permanent people. So you have to just relate the organization structure in a similar way as it is appearing for SAP materials management. Hope it is clear with examples to both of you.
Yes, yes.
Perfect.
Uh,
So,
can I explain
yep,
my structure of my company? Is it okay? So
yep,
maybe I
yep,
can
sure.
continue with that.
Mhm.
So the thing is, we have a CEO, CFO. Uh,
Yep,
so we have CEO, CRO, and COO. So basically, those are Chief
COO
Executive Officer, Chief Revenue Officer, and COO. So these are the three main
and
people.
okay,
These are the topmost
the top
management
people.
position. Yeah. Under that, CRO, basically under him is all the
Mhm.
financials. So
Okay.
he controls all the finance.
Mhm.
So under CEO, basically he's the boss
Mhm.
of both people, obviously, and he
Mhm.
has HR plus head of uh, like people head
Mhm.
basically, and
Okay.
COO basically has the most influence on the company. So he has
Oh, okay.
basically IT team, operations team,
Uh, Enterprise
yeah,
team.
product,
Mm.
yeah. So it's
Okay.
under him basically.
Okay.
Uh, so so my manager is basically
Mhm.
head of operation Germany.
Okay.
His manager is directly COO. As we are
Okay.
startup, so we don't have
Mm.
like a big setup.
Exactly. Yeah, we are just
And
growing. Yeah. Mhm.
exactly. So we have two managers in Germany, main
Mhm.
managers, which is north side and south side. So I'm a manager for south, and we have another manager for north.
Yes.
So this, and under me basically there are like other peoples. Uh,
Mhm.
all the stuff which are basically all the people which are on front line, and I deal with customers. So this is how the organization structure is for us. And we have clients as well. For example, uh, we have delivery partners like big clients,
Okay.
MNC clients. Yeah. So this is
Okay.
our organized. I think so. It's not a proper corporate setting,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, this is how it is.
Yep. Great. Yep. Hope Madhu, you are able to understand what Kunal is saying,
Yes, sir.
right? Any doubt to understand this organization structure for the example
No.
part? Great.
Mm,
Perfect. Okay. So let us first now discuss about the different org levels of this SAP organization structure. The first is the client, then company code. So this client is a kind of, servers. These servers are development server, quality testing server, and production server. Please do not confuse this word as a client. That means, for example, as Kunal said that he is working with Daimler, and this company involves in manufacturing of the trucks and cars. But don't misunderstand that this client is a person who is coming to visit your manufacturing premises. No, this client, you can understand this as three different servers. Number one, development server. Number two, quality, that is testing server. Number three, production server. And number four, sandbox server. Sandbox server is also one of a kind of a server wherein we can do some testings. And this sandbox server and quality server, these both the servers are exactly copy of the production server, so that as and when there is an issue comes in into production, we can directly replicate this issue in the quality system or in the sandbox system to know the exact reason of the issue, that why this issue is occurring. Hope you are able to understand, Madhu and Kunal, that what do we understand by this organization element client. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. So basically,
Right.
organization client is basically maybe a company or maybe a division of a department, right?
Exactly. Yes, it can be a company as well. Yes. You can also understand this client as a banner of a company. Let me give you an example. There is a company, let's say
Yeah.
Reliance Industries Limited, Reliance Industries, and this company Industries, they are into two business. Number one, Reliance Petrochemical. Number two, Reliance Communication. So Reliance Petrochemical, they are having their so many petrol pumps in India located in different cities. And Reliance Communication is a company which provides mobile and telephone services to their users. So the banner will be Reliance Industries, and under this Reliance Industries, there will be two company code. Number one, which takes care of the Reliance petrochemical business. Number two, another company code which takes care of the Reliance communication business. Hope this is clear to you, Madhu and Kunal.
So basically, client
Yes,
is
sir.
basically a parent company, for example, Daimler, and
Hmm?
company code would be like Mercedes-Benz, their quality plant or their production plant, their product plant, something like that. So subsidiaries
No,
basically of the
no,
client.
no, no. Yes, if they are subsidiaries, then also maybe
Might be
see.
the case that Daimler has a HR department, which they have like a different company, whole and soul, something like that.
No, 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 no.
Okay,
Actually,
got it.
let us take an example of Daimler, and let us take their let us, for an example, we can take Daimler's two services. So number one services they are that they are providing manufacturing vehicles, that is trucks and cars. But number
Yeah.
two, let us take an example that they are also into water bottle
Consultancy, for
manufacturing.
example.
Yep, or maybe consultancy, maybe
Mhm.
some servicing, let's say servicing of these trucks and cars. So
Okay.
this business is different. So the banner will be Daimler Industries Private Limited, and their two
Mhm.
company codes will be let's say Daimler Trucks and Daimler Services Private Limited, something like that. So
Services, yeah,
two
or
different businesses,
consultancy services, for
or
example.
consultancy services, exactly.
So client is
But
basically a parent company, right? For example,
exactly,
Reliance
yes,
Industries, and they have like a lot of things
yes.
under, for example, Geo, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, geocommunication services and
Okay, yeah.
petrochemicals,
Okay,
and
got it.
yep,
Got it.
and also they are now into this apparels as well. They have their website
Exactly, exactly.
agio.com,
Like, yeah,
right?
clothing brands,
Apparels,
yeah, exactly. Or they
clothing
have like
brands,
a lot of
exactly.
malls, or
Yep.
maybe if
Hope
you
Madhu
take
you are
a
aware, right?
Yes, sir.
Perfect, perfect. So now under client we have these two company codes, and under company codes we are having as many as plant you can logically create and configure as per the business need. So let us take an example. Let's take an example of Reliance Industries, and then under company code 1 you are having, let's say, 47 plants. So what do you mean by these 47 plants? These 47 plants are actually your different petrol pumps located in 47 cities of India, correct? Let's take an example of Delhi. In Delhi there are, let's say, uh, seven petrol pumps are there. In Jaipur there are 3. In Mumbai there are 9. In Jabalpur there are 3. In Maharashtra, in let's say in your Amravati, there are 2, right? And similarly, so if you can see under this company code 1, let us take an example that this is for Reliance Petrochemical business, and they are having under company code, for example, they are having 2 plants, plant 1 and 2, right? And so question to you, Kunal and Madhu, what do you understand by plant? What is the definition of plant? What happens in plant?
So for me, plant will be a location. For example, if I explain my company, then uh, Zumo,
Location
for
for what?
example, Zumo will be a client, and company
Zoom,
code will
okay.
be, yeah, they have HR department, they have products and services. So that way I can segregate. Basically, they have a product, and plant will be basically locations. For example, Germany, Spain, France.
Okay.
Is it the proper structure which I'm explaining? I mean, you can basically
Uh,
always tell me.
yes. Yep. Yes, it is a proper structure, but I need to, yes, Madhu, go ahead.
Production happens in that uh, area is called plant of that company.
Ex exactly. Yep. Yep. You are absolutely correct. Yep. Any more thoughts and guesses?
Machineries they can place
Very
there.
good. Yeah, perfect.
Uh,
And some or in plant, let's say some assembling is happening. Kunal and Madhu, some assembling,
yes, yes.
right? In plant, some servicing activity is happening. Let's say Daimler is having their 2 businesses. In their one plant, they are manufacturing lots of new trucks and cars. But in their other
Okay.
plant, they are also responsible to do the annual maintenance services and monthly maintenance services of their sold vehicles, right? So they are earning both the ways. They are selling their vehicles and also they are servicing them, and they are doing this job very nicely because they are engineers who are manufacturing these trucks and cars. They are very much aware that which parts fits and where it gets fit and how to take care of it with these preventive maintenance, right?
Okay.
Got it?
So one more thing, for example, Daimler as a company, they have subsidiaries, for example, Mercedes, Daimler Trucks. They
Yep.
have three more companies. Plus they have
Okay.
AMG. Plus they have. So those will be company code, right? For example, client will be Daimler. Company code will be, for example,
Di-
Mercedes,
yes,
and
different
plant will
businesses.
be
Yes.
basically one of the part they cover only production. Other plant they do
Yes.
only R&D. Other parts they do
Yes.
only software or integration, other stuff, something like that, right?
Yep.
Am I right?
But
You can correct me,
yes,
by
yes,
the way,
you are.
if I'm
Yep,
wrong.
you are right a little bit. But as you are saying, for IT software work and for research and development, actually, what happens that we will not going to create plant for these activities. Actually, in a
Ah,
single plant, we will going to use these facilities as a kind of part of plant into a single plant, and the people who are
okay,
working in the R&D lab, they will going to sit in the same plant in some
okay,
department. So these are some departments like IT, information technology, supply chain
okay,
department, logistics department, sales department, HR department,
okay,
finance
okay,
department, business
okay,
and warehouse department, sales and distribution department, right? And customer relationship management department. So all
exactly.
these different departments will be a part of a plant, and we will not going to create different plants for these departments. No, plant will be going to have major activities which are to be involved for plant, such as uh, manufacturing activities. Number one, production,
Okay,
manufacturing and production both are one and the same thing, right? No difference at
okay,
all,
yeah, exactly, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yep. And assembling part. Let's say in some plant, no any parts is assembled. They are taking the part from some other company and they are
mhm,
assembling it at their location and selling it to the end customer. Let me take an example
okay,
of LG Computer. LG Computer is having a big 20-inch monitor. one keyboard, one mouse,
Mhm.
one UPS, uninterrupted that power supply, and one UPS. No, not UPS, one CPU, right?
Mhm.
They are getting manufactured all these items from a third party and making it, they are marketing it with LG and assembling it LG plant. And they are, they have asked to that third party that this is a strict warning to you to maintain all the original parts which are being purchased by LG, and you will not at all allowed to use any second grade item, because this will going to ruin the reputation of the LG company, correct?
Okay, got
So
it, got it.
they are getting this done by a third party. When when this LCD monitor, keyboard, all these things are assembled, they are getting it back into their LG big warehouse, and they are putting their marking, or maybe that third party can do the stamping of LG, that that stamping, that painting, that label
Yeah,
printing, right?
yeah.
And when this
Logo,
material is coming in, yes, Madhu. Madhu, you are saying something?
logo,
Okay. So
logo. That
yeah, exactly. Yes, yes, logo. Correct, correct. Yeah, absolutely correct. So they may ask third party to print their logo as well on these different products. And when these items are arriving into LG warehouse, they are making it a combo offer that if you are buying everything together, we will going to sell it to you with the cost of, let's say, 32,000 or maybe 25,000, depending upon the configuration of the CPU. So assembling activity also happens in the plant. And trading activities like that uh, we are not manufacturing anything, but we do a trading. We are
Yeah,
selling, we are buying from someone, putting our logo and selling it to other customer. So these are all the different definitions of plant. And under the
buyer maybe,
plant,
right? Buyer.
exactly, yes.
Uh-huh.
uh, Buyer will going to come a little later, not now.
Or maybe procurement.
No.
Procurement.
Procurement
Like a
is a
different entity. Okay.
department. We are coming
Okay.
coming to that part. Yeah.
Mhm.
So hope we are clear with the definition of client and company code and plant now, Madhu and Kunal.
Yeah.
yes, sir.
So
Perfect.
just to brief you
Yep.
out, client is parent company, company code is basically their subsidiaries, and plant
Mm-hmm.
is mostly involved in production and manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have maybe locations, for example, something like that, right? In future. So
So
this is what understanding is. Is it correct?
so actually in SAP terminology,
Uh-huh.
we will not going to call plant as locations. Plant will be plant, right?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yep. And under plant, there will be n number of storage locations. So, for example, in
Okay.
this case, if you can see, in this plant two, there are two storage locations are there. A storage location one
So what
and a
is
storage
plant
location
exactly?
two.
Can you define it one more time?
So, plant is a location or I would say plant is a physical location wherein different manufacturing activities, assembling
Okay, got it.
activities, or
Got
servicing
it.
activities or trading activities happens. And
Okay,
these
got it.
plants
Got it.
are, yep, and these plants are also having the storage locations for different types of raw materials. So,
Okay.
so there will be one to many relationship. That means if there is a need, then we can have a single storage location for the plant. And if there is a
Mhm.
need, we can have more than one storage location for the plant. That is
Okay.
one to many. Here I am using one for plant, and many means storage locations. So
Okay,
one to
got it.
many, right?
Okay.
Similarly, the relation is with company code and plant, that is one to many. Here, one I am referring to company code and many I am referring to plants, right? That means
Okay,
one
got it.
company
Got
code might be having n number of plants depending upon their expansion of business in how many cities and countries they want to expand in. Okay,
it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
perfect. Hope I am not too quick to explain you all these
No, no,
things.
no, no. The
The
thing
speed
is,
is okay.
my as per my experience, like this thing is really important to understand the basics, basically.
Yeah,
That's why I'm asking a lot of
this is
questions.
the Madhu and Kunal, this is the very foundational thing we are learning today, right? Very
Yeah,
foundational.
yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yep. Any questions so
Okay.
far, Madhu?
No, sir.
मधु
No,
समझ में
sir.
आ रहा है, अच्छी तरह समझ में आ रहा है आपको?
हाँ
Kunal,
समझ
Kunal, you understand Hindi as well, right?
Yeah, a little bit, but yeah, I can.
Okay, perfect, perfect, great. Okay, so now moving on to the storage location. That means this is a location which is designated inside the plant at some location into it, and these storage locations are used to store number one raw materials, spare parts, trading materials, some finished materials, because definitely when a plant is involved into production, then they are consuming the raw materials and converting them into finished goods, and they are keeping the finished good as well somewhere in the plant in a similar way as they have kept the raw material. With me, Kunal and Madhu, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
that's clear. Yeah.
So perfect. Now let us move on to another organization, another org element. So that organized element is purchasing organization. So purchasing organization is a department wherein several purchasing executives, we call them as buyers, who are involved in talking to the vendors a lot of time in a day, and their job is really very hectic. They are, they do a big headache work for the organization, that they have to talk to the supplier, that when they are delivering the material, they have to talk to the supplier at how much cost they will going to provide the material. And also sometimes they ask the supplier to give the sample as well, because they cannot put the orders in bulk without having a look at the material. So sometimes they also demand for some samples, that can you please give me some 4 or 5 samples so that we can have a look at it about the durability and the quality. And they will going to keep the sample with them, because this sample will going to act as a reference for those materials which they will going to supply later. So sometimes supplier do a kind of mischievous and a kind of a cheating activities as well, that while giving the sample, they will going to give you a very good quality, but while delivering the bulk material, they might little bit decrease the quality of the material, right? So such types of incidents happens in different industries. So this is one of the organization element, wherein the people who are negotiating with the suppliers are sitting in this department, and there are several people who are responsible to take care of the purchase for different categories. What do you mean by different categories? Categories means, let's say, commodities. If it is a food manufacturing companies, then that company will be involved in purchasing of grains, let's say wheat, rice, or pulses. Similarly, if that company is let's say in the automobile industry, then definitely they will going to talk to the suppliers to purchase different types of uh, materials for their car, for their motorbike. Let's say headlights, tail lamps, seat, petrol tanks, tire rim, their spokes, chain, engine, brakes, lever. I mean, there are n number of things which are fitted in a bike to to make it a bike, right? So
Yeah,
hope
exactly.
this is clear.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Madhu and Kunal, any questions so far, or are we good?
No, sir.
Perfect.
That's good.
Now,
It's good. Yeah.
okay, great. Now, so now at this point of time, we are having a having an awareness about client, number one, number two, company code, number three, plant, number four is story location, number five, purchasing organization, and there is only one entity is remaining, which is called as purchasing group. So actually, this purchasing group is a code of the buyer, right? That person who is responsible to buy raw materials. Let me take an example, that Madhu and Kunal, you both the people are working in a same department, and that that department, that company name is, let's say, Parleji. And Kunal, do you know what Parleji do?
Yeah, they are into a lot of things, to be honest.
No,
Their
not in
parent
no,
company is,
not no, not in
I mean,
Germany.
yeah,
I'm talking
biscuits,
about India.
manufacturing biscuits, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. Yeah, Madhu, what about
I was
you? Are
going
you
into
about?
corporate structure, but yeah, that's like a basic thing they do.
Yep. We needed to go into the deep side. So Madhu,
Yeah.
hope you are aware about Parle-G, right? Every single people on this India
Yes.
country,
Yeah.
right? They are aware, right? Perfect.
With biscuits.
Great. So you both the people are working in the purchasing department, and Madhu, you are having the responsibility to purchase raw materials. And what do you mean by raw materials? Number one, it could be wheat flour, that is atta. number 2 sugar, number 3 edible oil, because without
Flavor.
oil the
Thing.
and flavor, very good,
Leaves.
and preservatives, yeah, and and so
Vegetable
on.
oil.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
vegetable oils, very good, perfect. So Madhu, you are having the responsibility to deal and negotiate with several suppliers who are supplying you the raw materials. But on the other hand, Kunal, you are responsible to purchase the spare parts for machineries. So there are several machineries are involved to manufacture biscuits. It could be, you know,
Yeah.
some big furnaces in which on the conveyor the biscuit needs to be baked with some temperature, and there is a conveyor. There are some heating blowers. There are some different sensors are there. There are some different mechanical machines are there, and
Some
to operate these
actuators, pneumatic
machines,
machines, something like that.
yeah, pneumatic sensors for water and air as well. Very good, perfect.
Exactly.
And different utility materials to run an industry. So, Kunal, you have the responsibility to connect and negotiate with the buyers to um, to purchase all these raw materials, so that as and when there is a breakdown, we have the spare parts ready to be replaced, so that we can keep on production going on without any
So
big long
there is also
interruption.
this element called forecasting, which is involved, right?
Yes, yes, of course.
Forecasting your system.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. For this SAP PP people comes in, SAP production planning people comes in, and they do
Okay.
the forecasting. And actually, Kunal and Madhu, such type of forecasting is done for the seasonal things. Seasonal. Let me give you an example of Vardhaman wool. Vardhaman wool, they manufacture sweaters, right? Woolen garments.
Okay. Yeah. 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 I know
So,
that.
so if you assume that the after some time, let's say the summer are going to start, then in such a situation, their forecast demand will going to get highly decreased, because nobody will going to buy sweaters and woolen wears in the month of April, May and June, July and till August, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
but
It's a
but
seasonal
they
thing. Yeah.
it's a seasonal thing. Yep. So such type
Mhm.
of forecasting is done for for the seasonal things, and also such type of forecasting is done for different festivals as well. Let's say in China, some people are celebrating some big New Year, and in those New Years, there is a lot of demand of toys. There is a lot of demand of sweets. There is a lot of demands of chocolates. So can you just assume a company, if they are not ready for this festival, then how, and without any forecast planning, will they going to meet the demand for this upcoming New Year season, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And
Yes,
this
yes.
forecast basically comes for all the things, basically materials
Everything,
for using
everything,
equipment
everything,
or
everything.
machinery or
Yes,
maybe
why
raw
not?
Then
products for manufacturing, services, everything.
Perfect.
according,
Your voice is breaking, Madhu.
they have to plan first for people, na?
Mhm. Pe- People, yes, of course. I mean, you are talking from the manpower perspective. Manpower.
Talking, you said about chocolates and all. So
Hmm.
they plan for this.
Of course, they have to plan. Or they have to plan, and they have to put all the raw materials orders to the suppliers, and to inform them 3 or 4 months before only, so that they can have the material ready for that festival. Right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. Got it.
Great. So I was just telling you about the example that in Parleji, you two people are sitting in the same department purchasing organization, and Madhu is having the responsibility to do all the procurement for raw materials, and this raw materials is a item which is used to convert into a finished product. Similarly,
Yes.
for uh, for the spare part thing, wherein Kunal is totally responsible and accountable to procure all the spare parts, what we have just now discussed. So
For mostly
these,
manufacturing machineries related stuff, right?
exactly, yes, yes, for
Okay. Got it.
manufacturing
Got it.
machines,
Got it.
yes, whether it is electrical machines or mechanical, everything, and even
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
electronics and instrumentation as well. What do you mean by instrumentation? Those calibration gauges, instrumentation
Yeah.
meters, everything. Yep.
Yeah. Test
So
cages for machines and all the things for
everything,
basically
yes, doing
quality,
the
all those stuff. Yeah.
yep, for checking in temperatures, gauges, yep.
Mhm.
So these peoples are actually are to be configured with a 3 letter. It is actually combination of alphanumeric. So let's say for Madhu, the the code will be PIM. So Parle Industry Madhu. So PIM, or maybe we can give the name as RAM. That is, R stands for raw material, M stands for Madhu. Similarly, for you, Kunal, it will be SPK. Spare, SP stands for spare parts and K stands for Kunal. So
Okay, those are basically abbreviations, right?
abbreviations, yes. So,
Yeah.
and in the configuration, there will be an email address, there will be a fax number, there will be a landline number and phone number for all these people who are going to be configured into the SAP system. And in the next class, we will going to learn all these configurations one by one.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the important thing is that these entities, that is purchasing group 1, that is RAM, and purchasing group 2, that is SPK, are not at all having any relation with any of these org elements. Actually, there is a little, mistake in this diagram. And they have shown here that purchasing group are linked with the purchasing organization. No, there is no any facility in the configuration where you can link the purchasing group with any of this org level. And that's why this purchasing group entity, or I would say the purchasing group org level, it is called as totally independent entity and not at all connected with either of these org levels, neither with the client, nor with the company code, nor with the plant, nor with the store location, and nor with the purchasing organization. So I just want to ask Madhu that what do you understand about purchasing group I have just now shared?
As you said, this is called code name, like
Mm-hmm.
you give.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
For that, we can proceed in our item like
Yes. For
machineries and raw
raw
materials.
materials. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And
we can buy and
mm-hmm. Yes. And one
and
more important thing, that is this purchasing group is not having
uh,
any link with these
no.
org levels.
Yes, yes, yes.
Right?
They are
Perfect.
total.
Yep. So
They are basically independent,
totally independent. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Okay, great. So Kunal and Madhu, we are done for today, and just want to inform you that our classes will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the same time, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Right?
Yes,
Got it. Got it.
For 1 hour, right?
yes.
So we will be meeting on Friday at the same time, 9 p.m. And our next session will be to do all the configuration into the system. And one more important thing I would like to share with you when we're going to start our session on Friday, that whatever we do in SAP, everything gets saved into different tables. So let's say for company code, the table is T001. For plant, the table is T001W. And for assignment of plant in company code, this is a different company code. For purchasing organization, the table is T024E. And for store location, the table is T001L, and so on. And if you can see, I have mentioned over that this is not an org level. It's an independent entity, and the table wherein the data is stored is T024. And we can display the table with the transition code SE16. So we will going to learn more about it in our next session, right?
Okay.
Just one question, yeah.
Mhm.
You mentioned some tables, right? So there is a
Yes.
table schema, right?
Yep.
Schema,
Yep.
table schema.
Yep.
So there
Yeah,
is
it
like
is there.
a background data which is
Yes,
recorded on cloud, and we refer to a table schema where you can fetch data from like particular number, right? From SAP. Is it that?
Yes. You can connect, SAP Cloud with SAP server as well, right? SAP server.
So this table you are referring to are the table schema, right? Where you have like
No,
all
no,
the
no, 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 no.
database.
No.
Okay,
Actually,
that's like
we
a
are not.
different thing. Okay,
No. These are the
okay,
tables which will be there on the on-prem system. On-prem means where your company is located, your hardware system of SAP server is kept over there. So these tables will be there. So you are talking about a different thing wherein we will be connecting our SAP server with the cloud, and we can move our table information to cloud as well. So no, that is not the
Yeah,
case.
exactly. Basically, getting it to a cloud and that fetching that the data through like a representation, something like that.
Correct, correct.
I'm talking
Yes,
about
yes,
that.
yeah.
That's
Yep,
like
yep.
that's like basically for visual representation for clients, basically.
Yes, yes, yeah. Without logging into the system, you can directly log in into the
Exactly.
portal. Yeah.
Ah, okay, okay, got it.
Web portal, or maybe via application.
Okay, okay. So these are the
Yeah.
tables, right? Like Excel sheet, or this is like a totally different table. Is what is the abbreviation for table?
Let me show you one table. After
Yep,
that, we
yep.
will going to wrap up the
Yeah,
session.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Perfect. I'm logging into the SAP system now.
Okay,
This is our S4HANA system, the
okay, yeah.
latest release
That's the
for training
latest one, right?
system.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
By the way, my motivation to get into SAP was one of my friend. He was working for
Hmm?
SAP,
Hmm?
but into
Okay.
coding basically.
Okay. Technical person.
SAP basically in their main company SAP in
Hmm.
Heidelberg. Okay, so this is the table. Ah, okay, I got it. So
Okay.
this is like an
So
internal system where you can basically get company code and okay.
exactly. Yeah. Let me start from the beginning. You have to type in the transition code as SE16, hit enter,
Uh,
and here
mhm.
you can input that T001 standard table for company code. So I'm now
Okay.
going to open it up, and actually this is a training system, and you will going to see a lot of company codes are there. So can you see there are 403 company codes, but in real
Yes.
scenarios, there will be hardly 5 or 6, maybe even 2, or maybe even 1,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
this is a
Okay.
training
Yeah.
system that so many participants, so many trainers, they create company codes. So if I execute, you will going to see only 500 company codes. If I remove it, you will. I mean, this is the maximum limit, but let me just execute, and you will going to see all the company codes. Can you see all the entries 4103,
Okay. Okay.
right?
So
And
this shows you basically location, departments, everything, right?
everything.
Cities.
Yes, you can
Okay.
see couple of company codes are there for India, couple of company codes for US, couple for
Great
Great
Britain. Yeah.
Britain, yeah,
Yeah.
France, China,
France. Yeah.
Italy, right,
US.
Japan, right? The
Yeah.
different countries are there. These are that, and company code. We have to mention currency as well, their city, company name, and this is the 4-digit long numerical code. So
Okay.
and you can use alphabets as well, depending upon your business terminology, right?
So one
This is
quick
how.
question.
Yep. Mhm.
If I work in a company, do I have to follow like some Excel sheet or something to basically get into the okay, this company code represents something like this.
Excel sheet. Excel sheet.
Excel sheet
What
or
is?
something where basically I'm into okay, what this company code represents for my
Mm,
understanding.
okay.
Do people do that? For example, you have like a good experience, right? So for example, maybe GDoc or something like that. So that okay, what this company code represents.
Oh, got it, got it. I mean, you want to name the company code in such a way so that the people should know by company code that, oh,
Or
what this
maybe
company
for just for my
manufactures.
understanding, basically, for my
No,
personal
no, no,
understanding.
no.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
see,
That you
see.
basically go into it as per the organization structure and how the company works,
Exactly.
right?
I mean, exactly.
Okay,
But here your own interest will not going to work, right? That if you want to
ah,
configure with your own way, no. Let's take an example of Daimler, right? Daimler
mm,
is having business. There are two types of business. One is manufacturing and one is for servicing the vehicles. So
uh,
DA01 is for
mhm.
manufacturing and DA02 is for servicing. Simple. That's it.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that.
Got it.
Yeah. Yep.
Why I'm
Okay.
confused here is like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
with SAP, I got to know there are all the things are with the code, right?
Oh,
So your
everything.
personal
Yes,
understanding, you
yes.
just make some notes basically that okay,
Mm-hmm.
this code represent this code represent this, just for
Exactly.
yourself understanding basically. Okay, okay.
Exactly. but usually what happens that, this is a training system, so people are creating with these digits, but sometimes it happens that they do create the company code with some letters they are picking from their company name as well. They do like this, right?
Or maybe
For
there is a
example,
standardized system where they follow
of course,
something
yep,
like that.
yep. Let's take an example of, let's say, Reliance Industries. So RI01 is for petrochemical business and RI02 is for communication business. So RI
Ah.
will going to, tell them that this is Reliance Industries,
Mhm.
like that. Yeah. And this is not the compulsory thing that you should be using RI01 only. No, you can use some different terminology like, 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000. Let's say if there is a Tata Steel company and they are having their four businesses, some into metal sheets, some into train manufacturing equipments, and some into um, um, home building manufacturing metals. So they will going to give their company code as 1000, 2000, 3000, and 4000 for all their four different businesses, something like
So
that.
basic for a consultant, they should be knowing the basic codes basically when they start basically in any of the company,
Exactly.
right?
Yes,
Ah,
yes,
got
yes. Yeah,
it. Yeah,
yep.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So, okay, Kunal and Madhu, thank you very much for your time, and we're going to meet on Friday with the same time, and we will going to start our configuration. We start from the company code.
Perfect. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Rajiv sir.
Hello,
Yes, Madhu. Yep, Madhu. Yep.
sir.
Yep. Yep. Go ahead.
फ्राइडे को प्रैक्टिकल जैसे रहेगा या थ्योरी पार्ट रहेगा?
Full practical. Full practical. It will be combination. Yeah. We will going to show
ओके
you.
ओके
We will going to show you all the configuration live in the SAP system, and this will be a recorded session. And you can contact, Naveen for all those links, and you can watch them, watch these recordings later as well, as per your convenience.
Perfect.
क्या
Madhu, your voice is breaking. Can you please come into network?
सर वो प्रैक्टिकल हमें भी परफॉर्म करना पड़ेगा क्या?
यस, आपको भी परफॉर्म करना पड़ेगा, और आपको ये रिमोट सर्वर का एक्सेस नवीन से लेना पड़ेगा, सो दैट यू कैन हैव द सिमिलर विंडो एंड यू कैन डू द प्रैक्टिकल सेशंस at by your own end at your side.
ओके
Okay.
ओके
Is it a
Right?
virtual system, by the way?
Yes, it is a remote desktop system.
Okay,
Remote
okay, okay.
desktop.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. One more thing. How long will be this course for? This is for right?
This is for materials
Um,
management. So we are meeting 3 days in a week. 3 days in a week, right? So
okay.
I would say around 22 to 23 classes will be there. So
Mhm.
at the max, you can, take the duration as up to 2 months, or maybe
3 months.
little up to 2.5 months. That's it.
Why am I asking this question is I was planning to relocate,
Okay.
and to have these classes, I have to stay in same location.
Oh, okay, okay. Mhm.
Reason being, I am not able to do any remote work. For my current
Okay,
job profile, I have to travel constantly between some cities.
okay,
And I've already talked to my manager that 5 o'clock as per German time,
mm-hmm.
that's like end. After that, I can't do any work.
Okay, mm.
And if I shift to another location, I have to travel like 45 minutes, 1 hour. So
Okay,
my
got
plan
it.
is
Mm-hmm.
until this
Mm-hmm.
course is there, I
Mm-hmm.
will be staying in same location. So I don't travel
Okay,
to another location because my
okay,
current
got it.
location is really feasible for me that
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's only 5 minutes from my work.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah. Just walk
So
away,
that's
right?
my plan. Basically, I have to
Mm.
work out a lot of things around that.
Got
So
it. Got it.
maybe,
Yep.
so my
We
plan
will
is
try to
that I will
finish.
finish my work around 5 o'clock and 5:30 I can start with this course.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. Yep. We will
Perfect.
try to finish it up, in 2 months as well. But sometime what happens that if let's say just for any reason, if I am not available, then due to that, one missing of the class delivery, this little bit gets impacted. So
Yeah. I
sometime it
totally get your
happens.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, but not
And we have
always.
Indian holidays as well, right? I think so. It's
Exactly.
Diwali, like Ganesh festival. A lot of things are coming around.
Mhm. But those festivals are now a little far away. I mean, we have uh, entire May month and entire June month, so we are good.
Okay,
No
we
festival
don't
in
have
these
any.
2 months. Yep, no
Okay.
festivals. Yep.
Just one quick question.
Mm.
What is the difference between MM and PM?
Okay, yeah, good question. So actually, PM is for plant maintenance. We are in all the different, uh, enterprise structure is there, and it is, very much different from SAP materials management
Okay.
because
So
because
material
in plant,
management is basically which covers whole uh, workflow
yes,
from top management to end, and
everything,
plant
everything.
management is only specific to one location
Yeah,
in
and
depth,
yeah,
basically.
I mean, usually what happens that in plant maintenance, there are several master datas are there, such as functional
Okay.
location, equipment master, and I mean, I had worked for around 2.5 years for plant maintenance as well in one of the organization to support them.
Okay.
And
Okay.
this module is very, very, a small module, but very much different from MM covers,
Okay.
I would say MM touches a lot of different modules, and same
Okay.
happens with PM as well. But PM is a kind of, very siloed, very separate and isolated kind of a module. Yep.
Okay.
Very less people work in this module. Yep. Very less.
So just to let you know,
Hmm.
Rajiv sir, my
Hmm.
goal is basically to get a certification in this particular field, which
MM.
is MM.
Okay.
Reason being, I applied for
Great.
Porsche,
Okay.
which is like a company for executive, like sports car company.
Okay.
And their first thing was they want a MM certification.
Oh, got it. I can understand.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So for this, I was basically okay. I couldn't apply it for this
Yep.
position,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah. So currently, what I'm looking for is like consultant in terms of PM, MM, SAP products.
Okay.
So just to let you know that okay, these are my goals.
Okay. Yep. Yep. That is
Uh,
absolutely fine.
so
Yep.
you also train for certification, right?
Yes. Yes. Yep. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Because yeah, I mean in Germany, it's really necessary to have a certification.
Correct. Correct. Yep. Yep. I can understand that. Yep. Yep. So
Mm.
maybe after this training, you can, plan for that, and we will help you for that as well. I'm having
Yeah.
couple of, information, we'll share with both of you, right? In our
Mhm.
next upcoming lectures. Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Thank you so
Sure.
much for your
Yes.
time. Uh,
Okay,
can
Kunal
I
and Madhu. Yep. Yep.
can I link with you on LinkedIn?
Yes, why not? Can we discuss about this in our next session,
Perfect,
right?
perfect. It's
Right?
almost your time. Yeah.
Perfect.
I just don't want to
Sure.
waste your time. Yeah, anymore.
Sure, Kunal. Yeah, sure, Madhu. And yep, let's meet on Friday then. Yep.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes, sir.
See you. Have a nice evening. Bye
See
bye.
you. You too. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you.